What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our Pac-12 football channel. Our 2019 college football schedule previews continue with the Cal Golden Bears. You can see their schedule on your screen. This team went 7-6 last year. Had a very solid defense. Offense struggled at times. Inconsistency at the quarterback position. It was something that plagued them and could be a problem heading into 2019 as well. They did lose some key players on defense, so it's tough to figure out really, is Cal going to be as good as they were last year? Are they going to take a step back? Maybe the offense improves and they're better overall. We really just don't know how this Cal team is going to look, but I think they're going to be a team that's around that 6-6 mark, a borderline bowl team, and we'll give you a projected win total here in just a second. But you look at the schedule, they open up with UC Davis, then it's a road game against Washington, North Texas on the road at Ole Miss, Arizona State at Oregon, Oregon State at home, on the road at Utah, Washington State, USC both at home, and then they finish out the season with back-to-back road games against Stanford and UCLA. Pretty tough way to end the season there, really starting with that Utah game and going the rest of the way. You look at the schedule in the non-conference, they face UC Davis, North Texas, and Ole Miss. Those are all winnable games. North Texas is going to be a pretty good team. Mason Fine back at quarterback, but you like Cal's chances there. And then Ole Miss is a team that had to replace a lot from last year, but it's at Ole Miss, and I think that would give them a little bit of an advantage. But again, those are all three winnable games. You look at who they play in the Pac-12 South. They're going to play Arizona State. They're going to play Utah. They're going to play USC, and they're going to face UCLA. So possibly the top four teams out of the South. Arizona, I think, could be in that discussion as well. But again, you look at this schedule, and as we do with every video, you look for the easy wins, the wins that are pretty much guaranteed. And I think UC Davis would be that one. And I don't follow FCS at all. I do believe UC Davis is a pretty good FCS team, though. I have to double check on that, but I think Cal is good enough to beat any FCS team, so I think they will win that game. I'm not going to give them a green against North Texas, though. I think that's a game that could be pretty tough for them. And again, this is a pretty solid group of five team that went to a bowl game last year, as their starting quarterback back this year, so that's not a guaranteed win, but you like their chances in that game. And then you like their chances against Oregon State. So you got 3 wins there. If they were to beat Ole Miss, that's 4. And then they'll probably beat someone else, or maybe lose to Ole Miss and win a couple of games. We get Arizona State at home, Washington State at home. So I think this team can get to 5 wins. To me, that's probably about the worst case scenario. They're going to win some conference games, at least a couple of conference games, in my opinion. So yes, I think they could get to 5-7. But I think best case scenario is probably about 7-5. That would be a win over UC Davis, North Texas, Ole Miss. Let's say they beat Arizona State at home, they beat Oregon State, and then they would still have to win a couple more games. So they'd have to beat UCLA, and then maybe beat Washington State and USC, one of them at home. So it could be tough for them to get to 7-5. I think it's probably more likely that they wind up with 5 or 6 wins than it is they get to 7 wins. Again, I think 7 wins is possible if they can play defense like they did last year, if they can get some consistent play at the quarterback position, pull off a big win here and there, and yeah, I think they could get to that 7-5 mark. But I think if you get to a bowl game this year, if you're Cal, that's pretty solid. I think that's a good season. They're still trying to build something there, and I still think they have a ways to go. Again, just looking at this schedule, it's not horrible. I mean, it's not the most difficult schedule in the country. Non-conference schedule, really not that bad, even though they do face an SEC team on the road. But again, the Pac-12 is not real strong. They do play some of the better teams in the South, but again, with this schedule, I think they could maybe get to a bowl game. It's going to be really close. Thank you for watching this video. If you're a Pac-12 football fan, please subscribe to the channel. Leave us your thoughts down in the comments below. And for the latest in Pac-12 football, keep it right here.